What's up guys, Rome here, and I'm back with the Oppo Find N6 AI pen case. I've had it for about a week now, and I think I've had enough time with it to go ahead and do a full review on it and give my thoughts on it, and maybe some things that I don't like so much about it and the things that do really work well with it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so out of the gate, I have the Oppo Find N5 here, and I have it here for a reason because I just want to address questions that I've gotten on it. Does this case work with the Find N5? And the short answer is no. But I want to explain a little bit further. So this case, unlike other like Bluetooth styluses and things like that, Bluetooth devices in general, you think that you can pick up the pen, hold the button for a little while to activate the Bluetooth discovery mode where you can pair it with the devices. And that is not the case with this device. The only way that it recognizes that it's being connected to a device is by physically putting the case on the device. And this case does not fit on the Find N5, so you can't connect it. That's the short of it. And plus, even if there was another mode to where you were able to connect the pen by itself to the device, I would not recommend it still, simply because this case slash pen uses a pass-through method for charging the pen. So it needs to, it used the battery on the actual device. There's no actual external connections or anything like that to connect it. It does have a battery in it, so it needs to be charged. So it relies on the device itself to charge. You not being able to connect it to the Find N5 automatically removes that. So if you don't have a Find N6 on deck, you can't even charge the pen to keep it charged to be able to use with the Find N5, which is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to even, go that far to use this pen. There are other Stylus pens out there you could buy to use with the Find N5. So I just wanted to get that out of the way immediately. For those that were curious, it does not work. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I've completely unpaired this device just because I want to show you guys. It's really, really simple to connect it. So install the case. And actually what I'm going to do is go into the Bluetooth menu because I want you guys to see it. And you see it's already showing up. All right. So actually, let's do this because I like to test stuff on camera. I like to prove things. OK, so let's come out of that. Let's go into function. Let's do off. And just for the sake of the video, because I like to satisfy people's curiosity, I'm going to sit that over to slightly to the side for one moment. And I'm going to pull the Oppo out, the Find N5. Let's go into the Bluetooth menu. And you can see the AI pen is not there. Let's see if it recognizes if it's close enough, like it just did with the Find N6. Nothing. And I'm not going to force the case on here because the dimensions of the case itself are just really specific to the Find N6. And I didn't have to force it on the Find N6, but I will have to force it on here. So you see, it's not even picking it up. So I just want to show you guys that, okay? Just in case those are wondering, you see how it popped up before you had it fully secured to the Find N6? Maybe it will work with the Find N5. It does not. It does not, guys. All right. So let's go ahead and get back into it. All right, let's wipe the screen off a little bit and let's get into it. So you'll see that the battery itself is at 98%. I'm going to remove it and let's talk about it, okay? So first things first, I just want to mention I'm not your typical Stylus user. I do not use them really at all. Even when I used to get my Samsung S, the Ultra version of the Samsung, that Stylus would sit in that phone 99% of the time, 99.999% of the time. So I've actually made an effort to spend time with this Stylus and use it and so on and so forth. But I just want to go over the really basic features really quickly. You press and hold the button to do circle to search. Not circle to search, but screenshot a specific section of your screen. You can send it, and you can see how if you get close enough to the screen and hover over it, it pulls up like a little description of what each button does. Really nice, really refined too. Like it feels like they put some thought into this bad boy. And you can adjust the section and then with it what you will. All right. So let's just show you something. And it'll copy the text. The button I clicked on was text to pull the text out, and you could translate it, you could search on it, or you could find title, share, and copy. So, I mean, really good stuff. So let's come out of that. Let's go back, come out of that. And this time I'm going to tap the button and it brings up a menu. Laser pointer, if you're sharing your screen or you're doing a presentation of some sort, you can do your laser pointer and show people what you're talking about. And you can switch that laser pointer to a line and it'll slowly disappear over time. And you can adjust the duration on there to be longer or shorter. Really nice. Press the button again and you can annotate. And what it'll do is take a screen. You can write right on there and it'll save it. Once you click the check mark at the top and you see how that highlights it, show you what you're hovering over. Really nice, really nice. And you can adjust those down here at the bottom to whatever you want it to be. Change the colors, so on and so forth. Just really nice. All right. So let's come out of that. It can save it. I don't care. You could choose to save it as an image or a PDF. Just good stuff. So let's save it as an image. Fine. All right. So click it again. Quick note. And it's going to open up the note. All right. And you can write Roman. Let's see if it recognizes my scribble. It did not. Rangan. I don't know what that is. And over here, my hand was covering it, but it brings up a little menu, and that way you can delete things. You can hit enter to go down the line. But I just want to show you guys that it does recognize cursive. I was just scribbling. So it recognizes that if you write in cursive, you can do your emojis in there. All right. Go back on those, come out of there. And you can show clipboard, translate, so on and so forth. There are just a lot of things you can do with this pen. Really good. And one of my favorite things to do is, let's say I'm going to open notes. And then let's go ahead and drag Google over here to the right. And let's find something. Let's skip past the dramas of the world right now. It's just a mess out there. But I wanted to find something. Let's see. 10 prettiest small towns in Mississippi. Okay. So let's say, hey, you see something here. And you could drag it over. And I dropped it to this already existing notes thing here. But let's go in and do... What is Doodle? What is this? Okay, yep. So I can do this. And I love this drag and drop feature. See that? And the drag and drops it over here, and then you could blah, blah, blah. You could just click in here, bring that up and write it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Go back. Okay. So this thing is just really impressive. All right. I mean, there's some really good stuff, and it's so fluid. And not once, I was initially concerned about it, but not once have I been concerned since then. The initial thoughts that I would scratch the inner screen, since it is a little softer than the outside screen. Well, considerably softer. Yeah, I've never been concerned about that. So everything, it glides across screen really smooth. And I do not write lightly with this thing. And I have not damaged the screen yet. Okay. Really good. So let me hit the button one more time and capture. And it's the same thing as it would be if you were holding the button and writing on the screen. Instead, you just don't have to do that this time. Same thing. All right. Same function. So the Stylus is really nice. They've done a great job with this. Now, I will say this. So we checked in earlier, which was what, maybe 6-7 minutes ago. Let's go down and let's see what that battery is looking like. It's still at 98%, which is really good. So some time has passed and the percentage has not dropped on this pen at all. So the battery is really good, but you just pop back into the case and you can charge it back up once you're done with it. You know, you're jotting things down and then you're done with it. Slap back into the case, it charges. Now, what I want to talk about now is not negative, but just specifically me. The thing I don't particularly like about the case itself. So first things first, let me go ahead and look at the back. The case is really nice. It's really well designed. Good job, Oppo. No complaints there. It is a fingerprint magnet. It drives me insane. It starts to look really greasy after a little while. I keep it wiped off just because I'm obsessive. So that's why I said it's specific to me. The other part is there's no front part to this case. That kind of bothers me a bit because if I'm not using the stylus while I'm holding this phone in my hand and using it with my left hand or whichever hand you are, if you're right-handed, you do it this way. If you lay it on the surface, this thing is just look at that. Look at that. So you'll notice that when I pick the phone up, I kind of move this out of the way because I've been using this to keep it stable while I'm showing you guys things or whatever. But yeah, it's not usable on a flat surface at all, which I don't, like I said before in the beginning, I'm not a stylus user, so I'm not sure how, maybe most people use it like this, boom, boom, boom. They're out and about doing their thing. So they're not landed on a flat surface. So this doesn't bother you. The other thing is the case with the big metal plate, to transfer battery power over to the pen. It does add a bit of weight to the device. I can't tell you exactly what it adds because I don't have a little scale here. Maybe I should buy one. Maybe that's something I need to invest in. But it does so you will feel this bad boy in your pocket. You will feel it. And it does add a bit of more bulk to it. You can see how much it sticks out from the phone. Look at that. So it does add a little more thickness to the device, considerably, actually, just to be honest. So those are minor things. For people that are dedicating themselves to this and they really want a stylus, you're not I don't think you would be bothered by this as much. But it's just something that I noticed and I just kind of have to point it out. All right, guys. So as I was saying, with those minor gripes and very specific to me gripes with the device, with this case, with the pen and everything, this thing is really good for the stylus users out there, like the really, really like, in their stylus user. This is perfect for this device, and I think you would love it if you were to purchase it. No complaints. Battery is good and everything, and the case feels good. Like I said, besides the fingerprints driving me crazy, the case is really good, really well designed. The pen popping in there, and it has a magnet to it where it pulls the pen in, so you don't have to worry about dropping it as much. Yeah, good, and it holds it in there fairly securely. But even with that being said, you still can get your finger on it and pull it out of there fairly easily. So just really well designed. So great job. For those out there, if you have any questions specific to this, this case, this stylus, feel free to drop a comment down below. Otherwise, I got some good stuff coming in the future. I got if it ever clears, if it ever gets through clearance, import clearance, I got some good stuff coming in the future. All right, guys. But anyway, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Everything, all the love goes a long way. It helps me keep being able to bring these devices to you guys. All right. So anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Later.